Waiting to go live. Okay, it says that I am live. All right. So, in my last video, I talked about a teacher who went viral for shouting political slurs at a child, then giving him the middle finger. That teacher goes by the name Teacher Paul UK on the LingoStar app. He went viral in Chinese social media because of a class that he had. The teacher got into a political debate with an 8-year-old student that was living in China, while the child's mother was in the background yelling for him to stop. He then shouted some political slogans and shouted F China and then left the classroom. So I'm going to go ahead. We're going to start this off by I'm going to show you the full video that I didn't show you before. All right. So, come over here. So we're going to show you the full video for this. This is a little nuts here, but here's the whole video.
No. I'm from America. No. Where am I from? Can you guess? I am from
England.
England. 我从英国来的, yeah. But I live in Taiwan for a long time, yeah. In Taiwan, in Kaohsiung. And do you know, 你知道, Taiwan 不是中国, Taiwan 是一个国家, 你知道吗? Taiwan 没有办法是中国. Taiwan will always be Taiwan, and Taiwan will never be China. Do you know this? 你知道？
台湾就属于中国的。如果你要是这样，
台湾不是中国，台湾是台湾而已。台湾是台湾而已，干中国，拜拜，干中国。台湾是台湾而已，台湾没有办法。
Okay, so that was the full video. This was picked up by social media influence Tiao Jun in China, and the post went viral. What's even crazier to me, this video appears to have been recorded by the teacher. So let's look at it. Let's look at it one more time here. Okay, so when you look at this here, you will see that over here, right here, those are teacher notes. That means the teacher was the one recording this. And then towards the end of the video here, where are we here? Do I have it on here? Okay. I gotta, come on. Okay. Well, towards the end of the video here, can I?
No.
Okay. I guess I don't show it on there, but towards the end of the video, you can see where he clicks end class, the end class, end for all button comes up. And he shows this. Yeah, we're live. Was there a typo? I don't think there was a typo. I should be live. Are we live? Can you hear me? Can you guys hear me? We should be live. But yes, so this right here, this is actually recorded by the teacher. This was so not only did he do all the wrong things that we talked about, but he also illegally recorded a child in the classroom. You could see that the mouse goes up to where it says end for all as the class is ended. In the LingoStar app, this is a button that was only shown to the teacher. You can also clearly see the teacher's notes that are right here. The student can't end the class. The student can't see this. This teacher came into the class and started screen recording a child without their consent. And then he posted it somewhere, I'm not sure exactly where, so that it would get attention and go viral. So let's take all the facts into consideration here. 1, he's got a political agenda. 2, he gets a new job as an online teacher with a company. And this is one of, if not his first classes with the company. I think he said it was his 3rd class. He immediately brings Taiwan into the conversation and shouts out political phrases and slurs. So, oh, okay, you could hear me. Good. Okay, so he immediately starts shouting out political phrases and slurs. You can see here, this is like 2 minutes into the class time. He's on the very first slide of the class. He is he's doing this intentionally. He gets a new job as an online teacher and does this. He screen recorded the whole thing, shared it to social media. This was intentional drama that he was causing. He did this for the sole purpose of causing political drama with a child who was just coming in to try to learn English. And since he clearly wants the attention and he's caused a lot of problems for parents and teachers alike, it seems fair enough to do a video talking about him because we can give him the attention that he wants. So that's what we're going to, go back. That's what we're going to do today. We're going to give him the attention that he wants. And this is wild. I was going to do this as a pre-recorded video, but that would be a lot of editing. And I don't feel like wasting too much of my time on this topic because it doesn't help anybody. So we're just going to talk about it. I'm shocked. He clearly did this deliberately and signed up with LingoStar. It was his first day just to promote his political agenda. I'm still shocked. You guys, brace yourself, because if that right there shocks you, you're going to be really shocked on the rest of this. Okay, so let me get my face over here. All right. So his name is Paul John Farrell. He's a British man who gained international attention after getting the Chinese characters for Taiwan tattooed on his forehead while he was drunk. He also got the green Taiwan flag tattooed on his chin. By the way, if you Google his name, this is Google AI that's coming up. Like, he has been viral. He has been famous, infamous, whatever, in multiple countries for multiple different things. This right here is the Taiwanese independence flag down there. And that's what's on his chin. And then the letters that are tattooed on his face there, that is the Chinese symbols for Taiwan. So he went into a 24-hour tattoo place. Wei Cheng said that he was like, I don't want, like, he tried to talk him out of it, but he was like, no, man, I'm getting this done. The child isn't blurred out. I saw it. Okay, I'll go back to the recording afterwards and make sure that it's blurred, but it should be blurred. I'll make sure, because it should have been blurred. Yeah, apparently it took him 3 years of laser surgery to get the tats removed. Yeah, we'll look at all of that. So when he was in Cambodia, he was assaulted by a group of Chinese men at a bar. He actually ended up lying about that. So we'll look at that too. And in his memoir, Taiwan Tattoo, it talks about everything. We're going to look at everything. Okay. My copy is, it shouldn't be. So I pulled I'm going to make sure that I blur it out, on the recording. Okay. And the original video was, in the original video, it wasn't blurred out. I think the one Jillian is sharing, someone has blurred the child out. I thought that it was blurred, but I saw it elsewhere as well. It's awful. Yeah, that's why the parents actually came to the blogger and said, hey, get my kid's face off of here. And they were like, oh, we don't believe it's the parents. But what they don't realize, what the Chinese people do not realize, and what a lot of us probably don't realize until you really look at the video, this man is actually the person that shared this video in the first place. So, because this is all screen recorded from the teacher's side. This was not shared by LingoStar. This was not shared by the parent or the child. This was shared by the teacher. So, in my videos, they are blurred. Okay, good. All right, so we're going to take a look at his book that he's published. He's a very not very proficient author here, but this is an excerpt from his book that's available on Amazon. So if you want to go get it, it's there. I think it's like a $20 book. He says, I used to love climbing trees and playing with fire. I was fascinated with fire. I was quite the firebug. I set fire to my neighbor's pine tree and quite a few other fires around town in local parks and marshes, etc., as well as trying to make some explosives from weed killer and sugar. As I got into my early teens, I took up smoking and was always coming up with unique ways for money to buy stuff. Me and my friends had a lot of scams that we were doing. They were all my ideas, right? So he did a fake sponsoring where they'd go around door to door using a fake sponsorship form saying, hey, this is for a swim club. We're trying to buy a minibus. And then they would take name redacted, his friend's brother that was in a wheelchair so that they could get more money. Like, this is the kind of person that Paul is, UK teacher Paul. Okay. Then he also did something where he would find, he took all of his receipts back from Christmas, went back into the store with the receipts, took all the things off the shelf and returned all the things. It worked so well that he went and he would find receipts that were just laying in the street, go to that store, find the thing and return those things. So he's been, loves fire, loves to blow things up, and is a con artist essentially. So this is talking about his love life, Tico. And this is really eye-opening because it shows where he got the whole Taiwan thing from. Taiwan is Taiwan. So he goes on a date to McDonald's with this girl, Tico. And some kids said, hey, where are you from? She's like, oh, Taiwan. And they're like, oh, you mean Taiwan, China? And she's like, no, Taiwan, not China. Okay, whatever. So they ignored her, got really, really upset, and they start throwing French fries at her. He's like, hey, what's going on? Like, I don't speak Mandarin. I don't speak Chinese. I don't know what's going on. Tell me what's up. She told him. He got up and said, F China, and threatened them. And that's his first instance with that. So he's a lovely individual here. We also have, he was arrested for drunk driving. He was so drunk he couldn't tell them who he was. But they knew who he was because he's very easily identifiable with that giant tattoo all over his forehead. Very, very, very interesting person here. Now, back here in Google, he talks about being assaulted by a group of Chinese men. He is, there we go. All right, let me show this here. All right, so this is showing where he changed his story. Let's see if I make it a little bit bigger here. It's showing that he changed his story and he wasn't actually beaten by them, but we'll skip ahead to where he's talking here.
So the big pen is not Chinese, so you don't choose by your own self. Yeah, because during that time you're a little bit drunk, so you don't know anything. Yes. But you make the video that send to your friend in Taiwan, so the post like that. This is your fault.
And it's so about
So you have to say sorry that the problem is the old fault is not.
I'm sorry to create that confusion, more confusion, and things will spread.
So you have to take a message to your friend to declare about this case also, because this information is worldwide on Facebook or in other page also.
Yeah, I will send a message to the friend and tell them, we found out now that it wasn't the Chinese. We found out that it was coming.
All right.
Come on, stop.
Okay.
Okay, so you can see here that he clearly has a political agenda against the Chinese people. And actually, let me grab this really quick. I think his YouTube is Taiwan Tattoo Guy or something like that. He did a no spaces. Hold on. There is a short that he had where he talked about. Here we go. All right. There was a short that he did where he talked about getting the tattoos removed. So we're going to go over to his YouTube channel here. Look at his shorts here.
主要是它是对台湾的一个纪念。
The time I tattooed Taiwan on my face. Took me 3 years to remove. 15 laser surgeries.
希望说在脸上刺台湾2个字。
Okay, so he has like this is him. This is him. He also posts on there one time he went into, I don't know if you guys know the whole story about why Winnie the Pooh is banned in China. It's because that they were making fun of one of their political leaders. And they banned Winnie the Pooh. So he went in there and started saying F Winnie the Pooh, and he got arrested. So he's been arrested several times. The last clip with his talk with the police before tats are recent. So that's after he got his tattoos removed, I believe. I believe that's after he got his tattoos removed. So it's not recent. That clip where he was talking to them was in 2018. Here's another one for you. This is just lovely. So the man who runs a bar, this is from the Mirror UK. The man who runs the bar appears to have made a name for himself in the expat community in Taiwan. In 2015, he was reportedly arrested on arson charges after he hurled a Molotov cocktail into a Family Mart corner shop following a dispute with his employees over a hamburger. So he goes in there, asks for a hamburger. They give him a hamburger without ketchup. And he was like, oh, no, man, we're not doing this. So he throws a cocktail at the Family Mart. Come to find out, the only reason that he threw this cocktail at the Family Mart was because there was no ketchup. It was a self-serve condiment bar. So the condiments for this were self-served. Recently, another YouTuber, there we go. Recently, another YouTuber got a hold of this story. They did a big, long expose on him and talked about a lot of this stuff. They didn't bring up the book or anything like that. I just think that gives you like a good history on the kind of person that this guy is. What was it? The China, hold on a second. Let's see. I should have put this in here and I apologize that I didn't. Let me give credit where it's due. My goodness. Reports on China. The YouTube channel Reports on China did an expose on him. This is not like me attacking a teacher. He's made big news to the point where people are talking about this now. I still find it crazy that he was even allowed back in Taiwan. And how did he manage to get a Chinese work visa, assuming he wasn't there illegally with a criminal record? I have no idea. He's not in Taiwan right now. If you look on his YouTube channel 2 weeks ago, he was in Beijing. I believe it was Beijing. Maybe Shanghai. I can't remember, but he's in China right now. Like that's a pretty bold move, but he's actually in China as far as I'm aware. Actually what happened after he was arrested for the Molotov cocktail in the Family Mart, he made bail and he fled back to the UK. He eventually went back to Taiwan, I think, then did his time, I believe, but he allegedly fled the country after it. So I want to, after Reports on China, which is a larger YouTube channel, did an expose on him. He kind of went a little crazy, if he wasn't before, I guess, and started making a bunch of comments on their YouTube channel and then saying that all the comments were being deleted. And he has is responding to all of these reports, which we're going to go ahead and we're going to look at his responses here. We're going to go ahead and take a look at his responses that he made to the Reports on China video. And he has posted this both on his Facebook page and on his YouTube channel. So let's go ahead here.
大家好，我是罗汉 Paul. This is
what he just said was he said this is teacher Lohan Paul, because Lohan is the Chinese name that he goes by.
response video to Andy Borum's video, this defamatory, slanderous video that he made against me on his channel. What's his channel called? On China, something like that.
Reports
I
on
don't know. It's, he's a Chinese shill anyway. What's his name? Okay, yeah. Reports on China. Yeah, that's his name. Reports on China, and he made a video called "Fired Anti the PRC," the People's Republic of Chinese Government, anti the Chinese Communist Party. Actually, yeah, I'm not even anti. Yeah, I'm not anti PRC because it's their country, China. Okay, I'm not anti China. I'm anti CCP. Yeah, I'm anti the CCP's claims that Taiwan belongs to them. Yeah. Anyway, so basically, he made a defamatory video, loads of false claims, or just debunk some of them, right? I put some video responses to, I put some comments on the bottom of his video on his YouTube page, and they just keep getting deleted. Every time I try to post, they get deleted.
Okay, so you can see here his video responses. They said, "Hi, Paul. I didn't delete anything. You probably swore." And he said, "Typical CCP troll games playing the innocent party." I'm sure this will probably get deleted too for like anti-CCP. I don't know if you call that like racism or partyism or whatever. Not being nice. I love Chinese people, by the way. It's just the government I'm against. Okay, you should not be teaching children. If you clearly have this political agenda, Lohan means kind of a Buddhist saint. Okay, Paul, when you watch this, because I'm sure that you will, can you please explain where you got your Chinese name from? Because we're all very interested. And if it's Lohan or Luohan. Okay. But the reports on China also said that his Chinese accent was atrocious, so that might be why. Okay, I don't need to hear him talking about, okay. I don't need to hear him talking about his, here we go. We don't need to hear about this. Okay, come on. I'm trying to back it up to where I want to go to. All right.
In Taiwan or any other country.
Is that so? You don't have any criminal history? Because we even Google AI says, yeah.
Why did I say that to a kid that Taiwan was Taiwan? Because Taiwan is Taiwan, and it is a country. And I said it on LingoStar because I wanted to get fired from LingoStar. The wages are too
low. So he said this on LingoStar. It created a whole issue on LingoStar because he doesn't like what they pay him. Now, you guys, if you're watching this and you are actually an online teacher, you already know the wages are upfront. You know what you're getting paid before you ever teach. The issue is not his political views. It's how he felt the need to impose his views on a child. Yeah. Yep.
And you can't just do them all back to back, like you can do a McDonald's. Get $37 now. Student crack down, and suddenly they couldn't hire teachers unless they were physically located in mainland China, based in.
Okay, we don't need to hear him complaining too much about that. I want to get to the good stuff.
Why? I refuse to say it. So of course I refuse to say it. I'm from Taiwan, China, using to teach that Taiwan was part of China. They asked me in some of the materials.
This is talking about a previous company that he worked with. He has been fired before. Let me see if it says where it was. Joylink ABC. So there was a time in Joylink ABC where part of the materials said that they had to teach that Taiwan was part of China. And he got fired from a company previous to this. He should not be working for any companies. Point blank, he should not be working for teaching children, but he has been fired before previously from Joylink ABC for the same thing, essentially.
And yeah, I was still on probation period linguist. I was only on my third lesson, but I decided the wages were just too crap, you know. With Joylink ABC, I used to get 20 US an hour, which is still not good, but it was okay.
So on his third lesson, he just went in there. He said, "You know what? I'm gonna get fired." He went in there and started this lesson with the entire intention that, hey, I'm gonna get fired because what's the best way to get
fired is to just mention Taiwan and teach the kid some truth. You know, I wasn't going to be aggressive or anything like that.
Do we think that he was aggressive? Because I think that was pretty aggressive.
And then his mum chimed in saying, "Oh, no, Taiwan's part of China, blah blah. China owns Taiwan, blah blah blah." And I just got angry and said, "Gan Zhongguo," you know. Yeah, I gave the middle finger to the mum, not the child, by the way.
So he gave the middle finger to the mom. Hopefully that child will learn a lesson. He says, like, I don't know, like, by the way, this guy isn't a professional teacher. He's just some random native English speaker. Exactly. And it makes us look so bad. Schools
online. I used to work for Class Talk Education, where I taught in public schools online in mainland China. I taught in person in mainland China at the Nanjing, the second Yuing School of Foreign Languages in Jingbei, and Dachang, Jinbei, Nanjing.
So you can see here that he has taught in several in-person classrooms. He has been not just an online teacher, but a classroom teacher in several different schools, which I'm sure he was fired from. Yeah.
But I like the Chinese people. I do like the Chinese people, don't get me wrong.
Okay, so let's see here.
There, I'm still in Vietnam. I'm applying for some international school jobs. Yeah, and
oh, he says that he's still in Vietnam. 2 weeks ago, it was he was showing us on YouTube his Chinese stuff here. I'm embarrassed to be British just seeing him. Yeah.
In the comments, and
we don't care about that.
The channel owner.
We don't really care about you getting deleted in your channel comments.
Fuck China.
Oh, sorry.
Yes. I set up the screen recorder before class as I planned to say this a few minutes before the classes even started. Here's the next question. Did you light a bottle of petrol on fire and throw it at a 7-Eleven in Taiwan?
Okay, so this is talking about what he was arrested for allegedly, which there are actual news reports from back then showing that it happened, and he got arrested and spent time in prison because of it. But
no. I poured petrol on the outside of an empty bottle and dropped it on a wide pavement outside near nothing flammable, as I couldn't find any firecrackers that late at night to drive away bad luck from that area.
Okay. Is that what you guys do when you want to, like, be lucky? You light firecrackers? Like, out of curiosity, I'm just really, really, really super curious if this is something that normal people do, because I've never heard of that. Like, I want to have good luck. I am going to have a baby and I want to have good luck in my childbirth, so I light firecrackers to ward off bad luck. I'm taking a test here soon, so I light fire. Like, has anybody ever heard of this? Is this a thing in any culture? Because I've never heard of this. Maybe I'm culturally ignorant here, but I should have looked that up beforehand. But yeah, he was lighting firecrackers to ward off bad luck, which he did really, really, really good, because he got arrested and then fled the country and then went to prison anyways. So note to self, that's how we ward off bad luck, is we light firecrackers. I don't even, a lot of those countries, they're not even, it's not even legal. That's what people do traditionally in China to scare away bad spirits on certain special days. But this guy is basically talking about firing fireworks at a store. Yeah, except he didn't light fireworks. He lit a bottle of liquor on fire and threw it at the store. In the report, if you keep reading on, like in the report there, it actually says that he after he got, like after he threw this Molotov cocktail at the store, then he was like, whoa, come at me, come on, fight me outside, catch me outside. How about that, right? Like he was the catch me outside girl before the catch me outside girl existed. And was allegedly slapping them while he was screaming this. So that's what the rest of the Mirror article says anyways. I obviously wasn't there, so this is all allegedly. Anything that doesn't come out of my mouth was all allegedly, right? Basically making a mockery of that tradition. Yeah, he's a wonderful dude, huh?
Yes, I was extremely drunk, but there was no attempt to throw it at any store or the store. Number 3. Did you get Taiwan and the flag tattooed on your forehead and chin whilst drunk? Yes. I'm not ashamed of that. Yes. 4. Did you get into an altercation in Cambodia in a Cambodian bar that resulted in a tooth being knocked out, among other injuries? Yes. I was attacked by Chinese in Cambodia for removing my hat and
do we recall where he said in the video that we watched before that they were not Chinese? They were not Chinese. And he said, man, oh, yeah, I'm being called on it. Sorry. Whoops. I'll tell all my friends. Now he's telling us again that they're Chinese. This guy's a liar. Allegedly a liar, right?
showing the tattoo, then later forced by Cambodian Chinese Khmer police to make a false statement and say that it wasn't the Chinese that attacked me under fear and duress. Okay, I'll explain a little bit more in detail.
Okay. So now he's saying that he was forced by the Chinese police to say that. Okay.
With that one, basically they dictated to me in the police station what I had to say. Otherwise, they were threatening to arrest me for defamation of a nation, defamation of their country, Cambodia, for the news going viral. Yeah, so they forced me to say that it wasn't the Chinese that attacked me, that it was the locals in the bar, it wasn't.
Which I guess we'll never know because we weren't there.
It wasn't that that it wasn't a true statement, that it was dictated to me. I just wrote down all of his I wrote down exactly what he dictated to me, including his grammatical errors and his spelling errors.
Okay. I'm just gonna be a little petty and a little not so nice right now. I saw the book that you wrote. You have no right to talk about someone who speaks English as their second language and having grammatical errors and spelling errors, because I read the beginning of the book. I didn't buy it, but I read the expert. If you go into Amazon, you can see like the free sample of it. And I read that, and your writing skills are atrocious. So you have no right talking about someone's second language. Especially because from what I've heard, your Chinese isn't very good either. Let's be nice to people. Okay?
Well, it's written by a non-native speaker, right? It's not me. Obviously, I can write English and I can spell. Okay, I've been teaching English for 19 years in Asia. I'm a UK qualified teacher. So, of course, I know how to spell. If you read that statement, you can obviously tell that it was.
Okay. So he's saying that the statement, or that the police made him say that. What are we talking about here?
Yeah, I just wanted to get the hell out of there, and get back safely to Vietnam. Yeah. Cambodia and Laos, they're both owned by bloody China.
Okay. Alrighty. You can have a son. Do you have a son in?
You have a son in England? Yes, I do. That's my response. Maybe. Yeah. Well, yes, I do. Maybe. He was born in 2004 and is now 20 years old. He was 18 years old at the time. I was 18 years old at the time that he was born and never married to the mother. A paternity test still hasn't been done.
Okay. Let's come over here.
My arrest in mainland China, I was basically arrested for saying fuck Winnie the Pooh. The customer overheard.
Okay, so we're gonna talk about that. Which book? Oh, the book is called Taiwan Tattoo. He wrote a book called Taiwan Tattoo. Now he's telling us again how he went on to get arrested again. And remember at the beginning of this video that he's posted, he says that he doesn't have a criminal record, but now he's telling us all these times that he got arrested. This man is not believable. I am appalled that this is the guy that's representing us on social media in China. Like, I'm appalled. I think that everybody needs to know that we're all appalled.
More details about my family, and they can hold me from 24 hours to 72 hours because they're investigating separatists.
Okay, so we'll skip ahead, see what else he's got.
Right. But as soon as I got my phone back 10 days later, I just want to get the hell out of there and come back to Vietnam. Okay, I hope that clears some of that up. I'll make some more videos later about it, or some interviews about it, whatever, if people want to know more. But anyway, yeah, I didn't want to work for Lingo Star anymore. The wages are too low. I do believe Taiwan is Taiwan. Yeah, I love Taiwan is an independent country. Yeah, I love Taiwan. I always love Taiwan. Yeah, always Taiwan forever. My daughter is Taiwanese, not Chinese. All right, and yeah, I'll be back home to Taiwan soon, someday. But now I'm living in Vietnam for work, at international school, and my girlfriend is from the Philippines.
Did you guys hear that? He's working for another school. So he dodged paying child support too. Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, it looks like it, because he actually, in his book, it says that he moved when he was about 18. So I guess maybe found out that she was pregnant, and I don't know. Allegedly.
And before I went to mainland China, I was living in the Philippines just for a couple of years, 2.5 years, and teaching online. Chinese companies, because Chinese companies paid the best. Right? And like I say, I don't hate Chinese people, or some wonderful Chinese students. I'm not anti-Chinese people at all. It's just I don't agree with their government.
It's not your job to agree or disagree with their government. There was something in here too. Let's see if I can find it. I think I skipped it. Oh, there was something in here. There was something in there where he was talking about he's applying to different companies. Okay. Yeah. How did he manage to get hired by another school so quickly? I don't know, but they need to get rid of him, because, oh my goodness, this guy is just messy, just doing this for attention. He must be lonely. Maybe he needs friends. I have a feeling this is the kind of guy that you don't want in your life. I have a feeling like I have people that have been in my life that I've had to cut ties with them, and it's been messy. And that's kind of the vibe that I'm getting. Like, I'm sure like his exes are like, oh my goodness. Even in this book that he published, he lists everybody he implicates his childhood friends in crime by first and last name. I redacted them in the screen share, but if you go, you can find them. And it's crazy that he says all of this. It feels like every few years someone does this in Chinese classes. Not to this extent. Do none of these schools do background checks, or at least quickly Google applicants' names? Yeah, they should. They definitely should. He definitely does not need to be anywhere. Now, if you come in here, oops. So he actually shared this. Make sure I'm still sharing. Okay, so he actually shared this. I am kind of appalled. So a Taiwanese paper, news reporting paper here, did an article on this. Recently, a UK man working as a teacher on Singaporean one-on-one online English language learning platform Lingo Star mentioned during a session with a student in China that he lives in Taiwan. And it says, if it talks about how, the reality is that Taiwan's existence and self-sovereignty is deeply understood by the international community. No matter how China attempts to clean up a poison, like they're putting this dude on a pedestal right now. I don't know if they've seen the full video. His Facebook is open. Someone asked if his Facebook is open. That's where I am right now. And they put him on a pedestal here where you can see that they're like the Taiwan news is like, wow, this teacher said this and everybody's going against him. Like, dude, he was extremely unprofessional. Regardless of what your political views are, it's not your place to do this. But I mean, you're talking about I'm not sharing the article anymore. I was before, was I not? Okay, hold on a second. Let me go back into this because it said that it was sharing. Let me go back into this and I'll share the article again. Hold on a second. Here we go. Just double check here. All right. So this is the article. And it goes on, it says, however, by banning a teacher, can you ban the truth? Chinese reported that LingoStar has already dismissed the teacher, seemingly for the purpose of placating furious people online. This response does nothing to address the issue. This tactic would only lead people to realize a simple truth. Censoring opinions does not change reality. With his words, Taiwan is Taiwan, this teacher was voicing a pre-existing global understanding. Like, smarter prices, stupid fast, with total control. Like they're putting him on this pedestal that like he's speaking for us. He's not speaking for any of us. He does not speak for us. He's a bum. Sorry if I'm being rude, but that's the vibe I get. Yeah. Actually, on Reports on China, the YouTuber Reports on China, he called him a loser multiple times. He said this man's a loser, and it's just he's. I don't know. But I mean, at the end of the day, we're talking about, let's go back here. This is the guy that we're talking about that made news. I read the article earlier and it's totally trying to represent him as some kind of professional teacher standing up for Taiwan. Yeah, he's not. That's not at all. Like this right here, this right here. Boop. This is what you're having represent Taiwan right now. And just a reminder here that we don't talk about politics, especially when it's, we don't do it with children, period. We don't talk about politics in class, especially if we're sharing a political agenda and it's not just a conversation. Heaven forbid this guy gets hired by more schools. I know he said somewhere in that video, and I probably skipped it over because I wasn't going to listen to the whole thing. Yeah, I do not remember that VIP kid teacher. No, he tattooed his forehead. Okay, so you must have missed the beginning of this live. His forehead up here, that says in Chinese characters, Taiwan. On his chin is the Taiwanese independence flag. So this is like his entire face was a political statement. It took him 3 years. Didn't he admit it in his YouTube video that he turned up to that lesson drunk and had no intention of being aggressive, but that's how it ended up. Yeah, he said, I don't know if it said he was drunk. Katie, did it said he was drunk? I know we didn't listen to the whole thing here because he talks a lot about the YouTube comments getting removed and I got to skip through. I can't listen to him for that long. But he definitely had an agenda. He even admits to pre-recording or to recording, screen recording the lesson. I had sent it to Katie and I was like, dude, he recorded this. This is not, he recorded it. I don't know where he put it, if he put it on Xiaohongshu or what he did with it, put it on WeChat. I don't know, but he recorded this and, put it out somewhere so that Chinese social media would pick it up. A Chinese blogger, Xiao Jun, my Chinese is terrible. You can tell me if I'm pronouncing it wrong, but picked it up and shared it. And she originally shared it without blurring the kid's name out, I believe. And the parents came and said, or maybe he didn't blur it out. I don't know exactly what happened, but the parents, the aunt reached out and said, hey, please delete this. My child's in this. I don't want this on there. And they're like, oh no, you must be Lingo Star. No, the parents didn't share this. They don't want their kids out there. Nobody wants their kids out there like that. If he was not sober enough to teach, he shouldn't have taught that class. Oh, I just randomly started having a ad play. He wanted to teach that class because he was like, oh, they don't pay me enough. So I'm going to go out with a bang. I think that's exactly verbatim what he said. This guy has gone viral several times over his life. Somebody asked about the book. I'll show you. This is the book, Taiwan Tattoo. This is the book that he wrote. He said he's really, really, really good at writing. So you can take a look, and this is a sample of his wonderful writing skills. He fully admit he planned this stunt in advance, set up the recording, deliberately started a conversation rant about Taiwan, etc. Yeah. In his video, in the recorded video, you can say, he's like, hey, do you know where I'm from? That's how he starts this. He doesn't say, where are you from? Or how are you? Or anything like that. He's like, do you know where I'm from? Japan? No. Yeah, England, but that's not where I'm actually from. I'm from Taiwan. Did you know Taiwan's actually not part of China? Like, that's what he did. He wrote a book on top of that. Yes, he did. And if somebody wants to buy this book and let me know about it, by all means, I would love to hear about it. I'm not giving this guy any of my money. But let me see here. Amazon. We can go. We'll take a look at this here. If anybody is like super interested in seeing his book, it's on Amazon. With Amazon, we've talked about this before with some people. Anybody can publish a book on Amazon. This is his Amazon book. It's got 3.4 stars. And it's let's see the ratings here. Finished it. Yeah, needs some serious editing. Yeah. The book rings a little unfinished and somewhat desperate, like a social media post asking for help. The author constantly spams this work in Facebook groups. It's overly short, hasn't been proofread. This might be a book. It's not worth it. Save your money and buy something else. So if anybody is interested, lack of semicolons or any kind of structured grammar. This is an English teacher writing this, but yeah, this is the book. He's a published author, and it's wait, what am I looking at right now? Oh, I'm looking at some pictures here. Okay, so he's got some pictures in the book, probably putting people in the book that he does not have permission to post in the book. He uses a lot of names in the book that are from his childhood, like the friend that was in the wheelchair. He lists the friend that was in the wheelchair. Grammar matches the quality of his spam. Yeah, he's a joke. Yeah, but anyways, I just thought that was an interesting story. I fully intended to embrace my rotten mango obsession. My favorite YouTuber, if anybody knows, I love Stephanie Sue, and do like a full like edited expose. But then I was like, you know what? I don't know. To be honest, I wonder if he meant this whole thing as some kind of publicity stunt to then go and promote his book. Probably should have put more work into his book before he did that then, because he's hopefully lost his ability to ever teach English again. I can't talk. And that's banking on a lot here, because the book isn't well written, and you can see just in the free sample that it's the grammar is atrocious. He has a lot of nerve to talk about non-native English speakers or people who are speaking English as their second language, like Chinese people, like the Chinese police officer whose grammar was so bad. Like, okay, you're in his country, dude. Like, you're lucky he's speaking English to you. And he's got, I don't know. He talks about going on a boat, the kind that the illegals use. Like, if you could be any more politically incorrect, I don't know if you could be. And he goes on in his book to talk about how he got arrested. He was on an ankle bracelet. I believe he didn't use the words ankle bracelet, but I think he said like electronic monitoring system or something. So I think he was on an ankle bracelet at some time, was in and out of jail, went into jail. He said it was like holiday for him. He loved being in jail. It was a great time for him because he got like meals and he got drugs, and he would take the medicine, put it under his tongue, spit it out, and then sell it. And then he went on before, during, after, whatever, I'm not sure. He went and he did drugs. I think he said crack, coke, ecstasy, MDMA, did a lot of drugs, enjoyed himself a little too much, goes into class drunk. For anybody that is thinking about hiring him and you Google him, I hope that you find this video and decide not to hire him, because he will not represent your company well. I want to even get that book if it was offered for free. It was hard to read it. He talks about personal, romantic, behind the doors relations he had with people. He lists people by first and last name. I would say that he should be worried. So I am I have a book. I haven't I've semi-published it. But I've published parts of it, but I have a book where I have changed names, and I'm writing under a pen name. I've changed names, and I've changed some instances because I don't want that person to ever be attached to the stories that I am writing, because they did not consent to this. And the same thing goes for this. They should not be, this dude that was in the wheelchair and his brother that were involved in his shenanigans when he was a kid. They should not be implicated in his crimes. They did not consent to having their names published. Hopefully they can sue him, but then he might just run to another country, because I guess that he's allegedly done that before. He's clearly very unprofessional, had multiple run-ins with the police, and should have never been a teacher. Yeah, I agree. We're laughing here. Yeah, that's why when I screen shared it, I actually redacted the names. But he's like, yeah, we brought along my friend to do scams because he was in a wheelchair and was disabled, so we got a lot of pity money. Like, oh my god. This is insane. But I just figured that I'd come on here and show you. If you guys want to see the other video, I'll link to it, where we talked about what this might do for the online teaching industry. I am concerned. I do believe it's going to really boil down to how Chinese netizens react to this, how big this goes on Chinese social media, and how Chinese netizens react, what they say, what they demand from their government. Right now, granted, some voices speaking may not be loud enough, but Lingostar has already been shut down in the App Store. And we don't know what's going to happen. there is a possibility that the Chinese government could put stronger sanctions on online English teachers or foreign teachers in general. There is that possibility. They have been concerned with online English teachers right off the bat. Thank goodness I don't work for that company. That company has no standards for recruiting him. They didn't know. Honestly, they didn't know. They fired him immediately as soon as they found out about this. I'm sure they found out about this before. Great for us independent teachers. Maybe. This is the thing. This is the thing with China and the firewall and everything. We don't know. They've already made Stripe harder for us to access. I guess we never know what's going to happen. That's one of the things with being an online teacher, being in a digital business. Well, being alive, actually, let's just go for being alive. Things are going to change on a day-to-day basis, and especially in our industry, you got to be ready to go with the flow. So if something ends up shutting down in China, what are you going to do? Have you learned how to market yourself elsewhere? Have you picked up other companies? Have you picked up working for other companies? Or have you learned marketing skills that you can take, and maybe you've been marketing yourself on Xiaohongshu and Weibo and WeChat, and maybe that gets shut down in the future. I'm not saying it will, so don't be afraid, but make plans. What are your plans if you wake up tomorrow and you no longer have a job? This has happened before. Okay. We all remember double reduction. If you've been around long enough, teachers were waking up to all of their classes gone, their accounts gone, the company gone. Company CEOs were fleeing with all of the company's money, embezzling the money and taking planes out of the country, stealing the parents' money, stealing the teachers' money. So nobody expected that to happen. Expect the unexpected, be prepared, diversify. Katie says they might put more restrictions on social media promotion of English teaching, block marketplace platforms, etc. So not necessarily good. Yeah. And like I said, they've already put, like, it wasn't that long ago that I did a video showing you the Stripe WeChat issue. I agree. Good to diversify, never rely on just one market or service. Yes. Now, if you're still in LingoStar is still up and running. I finished my application with them. I got hired. I don't have any classes, so I don't know how well it's up and running, but this guy had classes just a week ago. So I guess the students are still there because he had 3 classes in one day. But yeah, I have no idea what's going to happen. Hopefully they can pull through. Hopefully they can just, whether it have to be like, hey, submit a background check or what it might be. Oh, excuse me. But their standards are TESOL, TOEFL, TESOL, whatever you want to say the words, the acronyms. I say TESOL, you say TESOL. You needed a 120-hour language certification, and you needed a bachelor's degree. So this guy apparently had both of those. True, I have students in Singapore and Dubai. Half of my students are outside of mainland China now, mostly Hong Kong, but anyways, outside of the firewall and social media restrictions. Yes, I have students I have one student in Hong Kong. I have students in China. I have students in Taiwan. I can tell you right now, I've never had this conversation about Taiwan versus China. It's not my business to get into their politics. I don't even like getting into my own politics. Like, that's probably, not a great thing, but I can't imagine being like, you know what? I think I'm going to start a fight with this 8-year-old boy today about politics and like I'm going to teach him that my way is the right way and his way is the wrong way. He's going to listen to me being a foreigner that he's just met for the first time in his life. He's going to be impressed with me and this is going to change his life. Imagine being his mom. Imagine going into a class and your kid's teacher tells your kid, I don't know, Putin is God, right? Or something wild. Like you're gonna react to that, right? And then imagine your kid's face being plastered all over our equivalent, which would be like Facebook and Instagram. Yeah. I've only had one class with them about a week and a half ago, had a couple more booked and canceled. Okay. That's another thing. I have been following this on Weibo. And I have been reading the comments, and a lot of the parents were like, "Oh, I'm so glad that I didn't enroll." They had a big summer promotion with these really large packages, and some of the parents were going to get them, but they didn't get them. And some of the parents were saying, "I'm glad I didn't." Another parent said, "Okay, how do I get refunded now because I don't want them?" The fact that this is a company out of Taiwan probably makes it look worse. Like they had something to do with this. I kind of want to like reach out to LinkoStar and be like, "Hey, like we should all make videos saying that we love China, and you could post them on your social media." I don't want to take a political stance though. So I would never be like, I support China or I support Taiwan. It's not my place. But as an online teacher, I don't have to do foreign affairs. I just have to be nice to people. Okay, I'm not an entire country, but I had to do that before, like when our president was elected, and he was like, "Oh, the Chinese people." You go into class, and the kids are like, "Oh yeah, I saw your president on TV. You hate us." Nope, that was him saying that. I didn't say that. I love you. I'm here with you right now because I love you. That really broke my heart when I had to deal with that from students. Look, I look like I'm tearing up. I don't know if I am or not. I might be. But that really broke my heart when I had to deal with that from like little 5-6-year-old students and their parents telling me like, "Yeah, like, do you guys like us? Are we okay?" Like, no, I never said that, and I don't feel that way. And I'm not blaming this on you. And he does not speak for us. That's the extent of my foreign affairs and politics. I like you. If I didn't, I wouldn't be here. Yeah, so I'm gonna wrap this up. This has gone longer than I wanted it to. I just didn't feel like editing that. If you want to check out the video, I'll link it up here. You can go watch the original video that I made on this. If you have anything else, feel free to drop it in the comments. I will put the reports on China video in the comments as well. And if there's any follow-up on, if anything comes to this, make sure you're subscribed to this channel. By the way, I never asked you, please subscribe. But if anything comes from this, if I see anything in the Chinese news or on social media, or we see any policy changes, please know that both Katie and my channel, we both openly talk about any policy changes that will affect your business very frequently, anytime it happens. So if something like that happens, I know I can't speak for Katie, but I'm going to anyways, because I'm sure she will. If there's anything that's going to affect your business, you can see it on my channel or Katie's channel. Make sure you're subscribed. I'll keep you updated if anything comes from this. Okay. All right. Bye.